This
can say
conference will
automation
now be
system.
recorded.
And here I have taken the picture. It is from BMW plant. Before I start my presentation, I want to show you one video. After that, we will start our presentation. So just wait. I am sharing the video. Can you see the screen? BMW Group. Is it visible to all of you?
सर ये विजिबल है
No,
आपको?
sir.
Okay, before I start my session, I want everybody to go through this video. That is from BMW plant, and I downloaded it online. This is not concerned with us, but somehow I just want to convey the message how the robots are working, and then we will talk about the robotics.
Sir, we cannot see your video.
Vijay sir, is it Vijay
सर
sir?
वीडियो नहीं आ रहा है सर, आपकी सिर्फ स्क्रीन पे नेम्स आ रहे हैं सारों के, स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रही है आपकी गूगल में,
Names किसके आ रहे हैं?
मतलब ये नेम डिस्प्ले हो रहे हैं सभी कैंडिडेट्स के, सब पार्टिसिपेंट्स के।
Okay, okay, okay. Let me check, sir. Let me check.
जी हाँ जी हाँ जी।
Can now is it visible now?
वाइट स्क्रीन है सर।
Sir,
Just wait, just wait. Let me check again. Is it visible now?
यस सर, इट्स विजिबल।
yes, it is visible.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you. Now you can see here how accurately the arms are going to be fitted into the nut bolt assembly at the bottom. You can see and this is This plant is totally automatic with minimum human intervention. Now see here, these are the robots that are working in this plant. Okay, and this robot, it can be 6 axis, 4 axis. This we will discuss later. Now here you can see, for this complete production line only one supervisor is there, and who is only managing the data, how much production is going on, whether the machines are working or not. Only the data is with this supervisor. Okay, class, very informative video. It was from BMW plant uh, that I took from some internet sources. Now we can see that people are interpreting robotics in many forms. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now people are interpreting robotics in many forms. Some people thinks that the robot, which is a human, it is robot. Okay, and some people thinks that the gadget which is doing your work, which makes your complicated work simple and help you out, is a robot. It can be any. So there are different platforms to work on the robot, and it varies from application to application. And in this topic, we have specifically chosen the Scala robot. In last, I will show you one more video, which is the setup that is here in our uh, lab. And I would request all of you, after finishing, when I will complete my lecture, please stay connected for 5 minutes so that I can show you the facility and what kind of robot we have, and so that you may get the industrial exposure. It is not that we have very small tiny robots which you will connect and they start working. We have the industrial robot and the industrial automation system lab. So it's my request to all of you to please remain till the end. Okay. And if I talk about today, as science and technology have been improved, we are in very fast period of progress and production. There is no doubt. And quality and profits are important factors in manufacturing. Yes, whenever you have to run your plant and the quality, it has to be 6 sigma, 12 sigma. In India, there are very few companies which are following 6 sigma, and beyond that nobody is going. But our Indian Air Force, I would like to share one thing, is following more than 12 sigma standards, and which is very high standard for any organization. And of course, to run the organization, profits are more important. But the question is how they can be reached. Many ways in how to achieve these factors. One of them is using robots. Naturally, it is natural when the manpower is less and the work is automated, you can extract more work in lesser time, and your production is going to be revolutionized. It is going to be almost manifold. They have been used a lot since 1961, especially in dangerous areas and loading heavy weights. Earlier, robots were used in dangerous area for military applications, or you can see the heavy load for loading of loading and unloading. Consider a simple case study, which is a welding robots. I think you might have seen the welding robot in the BMW plant, where it is welding, and the accuracy and the precision is like anything. Nobody can match the accuracy of these robots. So if I talk about the father of the robotics, word robot can coined by Czech novelist Karel Čapek in 1920, and robot in Czech is a word for worker or a servant. Means the work for the robotics it started in 1920, and the people, he might be lazy like me. He thought of why not to invent such a thing, such a gadget where it can simplify my working. It makes me always at rest. So a definition of robotics then came into existence. A robot is a reprogrammable multifunctional manipulator. It's a manipulator designed to move material parts, tools, or specialized devices through variable programmed motions for the performance of a variety of tasks. Motions for the performance of a variety of tasks. Robot Institute of America means this is the definition that I have taken in 1979 from Robot Institute of America. They declared it. And ideal tasks, I think everybody knows that in dangerous, where it is space exploration, where chemical spill cleanup is required, disarming bombs, disaster cleanup, boring bore wells, welding car frames, part pick and place. Now here I want to show that we will take the example of part pick and place robot, high precision or high speed robots which are required today in the surgery where the doctor is at the remote location. So what is the difference between a automation and a automated robot? Here I will talk to you one example. Automation machinery designed to carry out a specific task. Whether it's a bottling machine, dishwasher, or paint sprayer, it is doing only its one task. Okay, and these are always better than robots because they can be optimally designed for a particular task. If they are designed for a particular task, their cost is very less. Now, robots machinery designed to carry out variety of tasks. It can be pick and place. We have seen that a pick and place robot is there where it is punching the holes into your PCB, and mobile robots are there, and computer numerical control machines are there. So industrial robots, it can be divided into either applications or it can be in their types. So first and the basic, that is the pick and the place robot where you can pick and place something. And this pick and place robot, it is called a SCARA robot, and this is selective compliant articulated robotic arm. It is a arm, and you can see this is the SCARA robot. And a pick and place robot with angular XYZ positions. Its axes, they are maximum up to 4 axes. Its rotation is up to 4 axes. Next is continuous path control, moves along a programmable path. A 6 axis robot is there. 6 axis means it can move move on its 6 axis. And next is there is some disturbance from in coming in between. Kindly please mute your mics. Next is the sensory. It is the employee sensors for the feedback. Naturally, I think somebody is driving and also getting into our lecture. So please mute your mic. Now, first is the pick and place, and it moves items from one point to another. Yes, does not allow to follow a specific path between points. Now, the most important thing is its path can be changed. Now, how the path can be changed? By applying a PLC or its controller, you can change its path. Its use include loading and unloading machines. Yes, it can be done. Placing components on circuit boards. Whenever you can see in production plant, the components are placed on the PCBs, printed circuit boards based on the camera and the vision system. The components are being placed where which IC is going to be placed and which is going to be soldered. And moving parts of conveyor belts. A Cartesian robot for picking and placing circuits. Or this is the robot which is on the right side. Next is continuous path. I think need not to explain. You have already seen this robot. And next is the most important thing on which your robot relies. Your robot, it relies on the sensory parts, means the electronic circuitry. It uses sensors for feedback. Now to control the robot for its position, you need the sensor. And closed loop robots use sensor in conjunction with actuators to gain higher accuracy servo motors. Whenever you need higher accuracy, then the servo motor is required. We have already discussed that whenever you give the command to a servo meter to move for 10 meters of distance, it will move only 10 meters, not even 10.01 meters. Okay. Uses include mobile robotics, telepresence search, rescue, pick and place with machine vision. Now, whenever I talk about the machine vision, it is related to the cameras which are being used. Now, measures of performance, how you can measure the performance of a robot. First is the working volume, means the space within which the robot operates. Larger volume costs more but can increase the capability of a robot. Very true. Fast and acceleration, the higher the speed, the more the work being done by the robot. Resolution, how accuracy is it? What is the smallest step size that your stepper motor can take so that it can pick very tiny things, or it can move at very sharp, you can say, edges. Accuracy, suppose I have to drop something at x and y coordinates and it is dropping at x1 plus and y1 coordinates, then it is not acceptable. Repeatability, will the robot always return to the same point under the same control conditions? Sometimes there is the gear ratio in between your motors. Based on the gear ratio, your robot has to be inclined at that position. And if proper gear ratio of servo motors is not selected, then definitely there is a problem in your robot. You will never achieve the accuracy. And higher the accuracy, higher will be the cost, because more precision, more gear ratio is selected in the motors. Now control, it can be open loop, it can be closed loop. Open loop is there where there is no feedback, your robot is going on and whatever the position you give it goes. And in closed loop, it takes the vision system. It can use pick and place system where the vision system is used. Next is the kinematics and dynamics. I don't go into the detail of the kinematics and dynamics. I just want to tell you that these are the things which are responsible for choosing the exact path of your robot and at which angle your robot should rotate, and in arm how many degree of rotation is there. Okay, suppose if it is a human arm, then I can rotate right from the shoulder. I have the rotation at the shoulder, I have the rotation at my wrist, I have the rotation in my fingers, I have the rotation in my uh, you can say hand. This is the kinematics and the dynamics, and based on this kinematics and the dynamics, you can choose the rotation, you can decide the path of your robot. Okay, because this is again a very big topic, kinematics and dynamics, much more mathematical is there. Then there are joints are there. Whenever we have to design the robot and our designs, it coincides as per the human body. If I talk about the human body, you can see there is the simple joint. It is prismatic sliding joint, and
मैं तेरे को भेजती हूँ मुझे
मैं
बता
ना देख लूँ मैम, क्यों इतना टाइम वेस्ट कर रहे हैं? 1 मिनट कितने देर का है? 5 मिनट
1 minute
बस, मैं इसमें देख
and here it is we are using it in you can say these sound devices. And from here we have taken the example of a sliding joint. Next is revolute or a hinge joint. Okay, now what is hinge joint? Hinge joint is being taken either it is from the human body. If I discuss about a knee, our knee has this, and if I talk about a hinge which is used in our windows and
रुक
doors,
क्यों नहीं आ रहा? ये इसकी वजह से है ना, उसको मैं म्यूट कर देती हूँ। क्या हुआ? इसकी वजह से आ रहा है।
mute,
ये आवाज
please
नहीं
mute.
है, ये आवाज
And next is the mobility, where a socket is there and this socket it can rotate in between. These are the joints generally we use for the robotics. And working areas, it can be rectangular where xyz axis is there, sometimes cylindrical where some theta angle is there. Okay, and it has to rotate on its own axis. and there are some coordinates are there which based on the coordinates it has to follow the path, and dynamics relates to the velocity, the acceleration of end actuator. Means end actuator is it is basically the gripper which has to either pick the object or which have to rotate the object, then it is your dynamics. Now, the problems which are always related to the robotics, I already discussed joint play. It is just like a human body. With the age, our joints they have the you can say deterioration problem. Either at the knees, same is with the robot. Accelerating masses produce vibration, elastic deformates. Whenever the speed of robot is very high, it produces very much high vibrations, and sometimes it is like that it breaks the platform. So you have to keep this thing in mind. And the third thing is torques. Stress is transmitted depending on the end actuator and the loads. Just a bit. Hello. Sir, very good evening, sir. Fine, sir, fine. Sir, my lecture is going on. Still, my lecture is going on. Sir, tomorrow I am free, sir. Yeah, tomorrow I will, sir, send you by evening. Tomorrow I will make it in the morning and then I will send it to you. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Definitely I will send, sir. And next is the position of end actuator. It Position of end actuator, it always matters whenever you have to pick the device, whenever you have to, you can say place the device. What should be its position? How is it going to? You can say pick the device, whether it is like a hand, whether you are giving a compressor so that it can suck. Okay, it makes the vacuum, and the trajectory of end actuator, what path it follows. These are the control and programming parts. Okay, and next is the feedback control. Now whether your actuator it is going on in the right direction or not, it depends upon the feedback control. And for feedback we are generally using rotation encoders, cameras, pressure sensors, temperature sensors, limit switches, optical sensors, and the sonars. Okay, so the software platforms for robotics, which it can be a package which simplify our work. And if I go beyond this presentation, and it's a unified programming environment. Unified, it has a unified service execution environment, set of reusable components, debugging and simulation environment. Because you can't buy a robot, so you must have a simulator which can debug your program, and a package of drivers for most widespread robotics hardware. It must have a package, and a package of common facilities such as computer vision, navigation, or robotic arm control. And these are the robotic platforms that are available right now, and some are free, some are commercial. Uh, and this is the free version, which is from the Microsoft Robotic Simulation Environment. It is available, and this is more or less you can say not an industrial kind of robot. It is used for very small robots. And this is all about the robots. From my side now, I will move to the software part now. I have a software that is RT Toolbox 3. This is used for SCARA robots and it is for the Mitsubishi SCARA robot. I am sharing the screen. Is this screen is visible to everybody?
Yes,
Is it
sir.
visible?
Yes, sir.
See here, this is the RT Toolbox 3 robotic. It's a free software. You can get it online. And uh, I will go to, let's say, new. First, I will create the program here. Then I will take another program which I have saved because there is some simulation issue is there in it. So I am making a let's say what to name it is. It is CDEC. I am naming this file as a CDEC and okay. Is this screen visible now to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now see here
Yes, sir.
in this screen what I am saying. I am looking here at there is a step one is the outline. Okay, outline is the project name, and if I have to say some comments, then I will do. It is up to me. I will go to next. Now here you can see from next here I have to take the series. One is the FRD series. Okay, another one is the RV. This is the series, and here there are many series are there. We have taken this series. Now this is the 6-axis SCARA robot. You can see this is the 6-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is its gripper. And I have taken the vertical type. I can take the horizontal type robot also, but I am here taking the vertical 6-axis. And maximum payload it can take it is 7 kg. Okay. And robot model is I have chosen this robot model, and again I am going to next. Next, you see in automation every device has an IP address. So here I am giving the IP 0.20 and subnet mask everything I am giving. Now the programming language that is used for this robot is Malfa Basic 6. Please keep in mind Malfa Basic 6. And regional language, it can be in any language, but I am taking language of the operating system. English language is our language, means internationally recognized language I am taking. Now the travel axis, it is if I have to travel my robot extra mile, then I can use the travel axis. I am not using it here. Robot additional axis, suppose I have to add more axis to my robot, I have to make it 10 axis, 12 axis, then I can use, but I am not using here. It will complicate the system. Now it is tool, weight, and next is the this is I have finished. Now it will ask you want to operate change the operation mode online or simulation. Whenever it is online, I have to connect to my robot, and when it is simulation, I will have to do the simulation. Now I will here show you the simulation part, but I am not able to do the simulation because there is some issue. I will make the program and then I will show you the actual robot which is programmed. I have the video for that. Okay, so let's say I think you all are able to see the robot and a green color screen on right side. Is it visible to all of you? Vijay sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now you can see this is my robot. I can rotate it like this. Can you see the rotation of the robot? This is a 3D view which I am showing to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what I do, I go to jog mode. Here in jog mode, if I have to change the individual position, I will show you the axis. Let's say now this is the you can see this is J1 jog 1. This is first axis. Can you see how is it rotating? Tell me, please reply. Can you see this? This is
Yes, sir.
J2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is J2. Okay. Here it is J3, J4. See the x-axis, y-axis, how is it rotating? Here it is J5. Here it is J6. This is 6-axis robot. Okay. Now, if I have to do the program, I will go to simulation. I will click program. I will write it as M1. Okay. Now this programming window appears. Here I will use very basic 2 or 3 commands. Suppose now servo motors are used here. If I have to switch on the servo motor, I will use the command servo on. Okay. Next, if I have to move it at position P0, move P0. Okay. Then if I have to give the delay DLY, 1 means 1 second. Another position is move P1 and servo off. Okay. Now how I will give the robot the coordinates or the axis of P0 and P1. P0 and P1 are the positions. I will go to add. This is my home position. I will write here as P0. Get current position. Again add. This is my next is add P1, again my get current position. Okay, I will save it. Okay, now you can see the program, it is coming here as a M1. Clear? MI. Is it clear? So this is the program, and right now I have some simulation problem is there. I will switch to the video where it is where our original robot is there. I am showing you the original robot. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Just wait. Just wait. Just wait. I have lost my video. Please wait. I am searching for it. I got the video. I am sharing. Please bear. Can you see this video? Can you see this image? Mitsubishi robot pick and place.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, now I'm starting. Now you can see this is the pick and
Yes, sir.
place alpha robot, 4-axis industrial robot, which is in our laboratory, and we have programmed this in such a way that it's X, whatever the positions I was telling you, P1 and P2. Suppose it is picking the knives at position P1 and it is placing it at position P2. Now you can see how fast it is doing, and this is vision based basically, but here I am taking the x y axis coordinates. You can see. I think the video is over. here I want to tell you that you can see this is the Mitsubishi robot. Now suppose this robot is at this position. Okay. Now here gripper is there. This gripper is used to pick the knives, and the gripper here you can see a sort of flexible wire is tubing is coming. A compressor is used which creates the vacuum and sucks the knife or any object, okay, to pick it. Now you can see. Now how is it doing? It sucks the knife, it sucks the object, and we have feed it the coordinates x and y axis, x, y and z axis. All these coordinates have been given, and the orientation theta is also given at which position it is going to place the knife. And now you can see exactly it is picking from the position and it is placing. What does it means? It means that that the servo motors, they are so much accurate that even there is not a 0.001% of chance of any error. Now you can see how it is picking the knives from a particular location. Okay, even not 0.1 mm, it is deviating from its position. Okay, there. This was the robot that was in our laboratory, and one picture which also I want to share with you people. Please stay. Can you see this picture? Everybody can see this.
Yes, sir.
This is our laboratory. That is where we have this robot, and you can see this is the pendant that I was talking about. You can use it as a hand held pendant, or a system can be dedicatedly there for its programming. Control panels are there for PLC S7-1200 controllers. This is Mitsubishi controllers, and we have servo drives, AC drives, and here it is vision system. And dedicatedly we have 20 systems are there in the laboratory. Means this is a complete setup that we have. So it's my request to all of you that kindly you can share it uh, with your students or near one who want to do this course. And there are 7 to 8 modules are there in this course. I hope uh, you must like these lectures, all these 3 sessions. Any questions from your side are Most welcome. If you have any questions, then Raman sir, can you please?
Sir, I have a
Earlier
question.
chat box enabled, sir. Earlier enabled.
Yes.
Chat box is enabled now, and
Sir, I have a question.
you can write it
Yes,
out.
yes, sir.
Just explain how the calibration.
Calibration for what?
Lab, no, sir. Mitsubishi.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
So, can you explain the calibration part?
Calibration of Mitsubishi robot.
Yes, sir.
What you are talking about? Calibration of Mitsubishi means it's robot.
Yes, so just now what you have shown in the lab, no? That
Yes.
the robot doing pick and place operations. Yeah. Now,
Yes.
if the robot is moved from one position to other position, okay.
Hmm.
So, we need to do a recalibration, right? Because its position changes everything.
It is changing the position. So you see, when I write that program, I have used two terms P0 and P1.
Okay.
Okay. So in
Right, sir.
P0, I was taking 6 axes there. Now in this robot, we are taking 4 axes, and I will fix the positions first in my
Okay.
program. Okay.
Okay.
Then I will
Yeah.
load it into the robot.
Okay. All right, sir. Sir, I have got one more
I
question.
must know the positions before programming that I need this such thing at this position so that my program or servo motors it can go cover that distance and go there, reach there.
Okay, okay. Got it, sir. So I
Yes.
got one more question.
Yes.
So apart from pick and place operations, can we do some other operations on this robot?
Sir, this is only for pick and place and applications can vary. Now
Okay.
I have chosen the pick and place. You might have
Okay.
taken that the cookies Parle-G or some cookies are there in which there is a cream is poured in between a
Okay.
sandwich between two
Yeah.
biscuits. So
Okay.
in the cookies this industry these robots are used where these robots it can pour the you can say cream into the biscuits first thing.
Okay.
Second is in medicine, medical applications. Robot remains the same, but end actuator, where I am using the actuator, that is for pick and place, the actuator will change
Operations.
as per the
Okay.
application. Okay, the end actuator plays the role.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Any other questions, sir? Ma'am, koi any from your side?
Sir, there is one question inside the chat box.
There is question from Ram Kumar Soni. Basic difference in PLC control and microcontroller control system. Sir, I already told to you in the morning there is no difference. Whatever the function PLC can perform, your microcontroller can perform. First thing. But the platforms are different. In PLC, your softwares, all these things, it differs. The programming differs. The PLC programming is the ladder programming. In your microcontroller, your programming, it can be C, C++ based, embedded C. Right now, advanced controllers are coming with Python. It is there, but the reliability and the kind of you can say ruggedness the PLC has, your microcontrollers can't compare. Microcontrollers are only for you can say students projects, the projects which students can make. But for industry, it doesn't work. The PLCs they are tested and they're tried. And even I talked early in the morning that there is while designing our microcontroller kits, we never took like this. We never design. You can say what I call it. We never take care of optocouplers or all these things for over voltage protections, but your PLCs have. Yes, sir, this software is open source. You can download it. Book for PLC, sir, you go to any book. There is nothing, and I would rather suggest online tutorials are there. You can get it. There is no particular book. Even I have never studied a particular book. I got the material from internet and start learning. And one thing which I want to say, if you want to study any PLC, always go to the manual of that PLC, follow it thoroughly. Then you would be able to know what PLCs can do. And there is no book for the PLC, means for particular S7 1200 series or Siemens or Mitsubishi PLC. Simply go to their website and download your manuals. Any other question? I think people are going to leave now. Am I audible? Am I there, sir? So again, if you have any queries, you can contact us.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Manjeet. Yeah, Manjeet ma'am is there. She is your coordinator. She will reply for all your queries. And I think I have given my best in these 3 sessions. Whatever virtually I could deliver, I have delivered. Although if time permits, somebody was saying about SCADA, IIoT. Yes, of course it can be done, but time is very short for this. And I will request you to please please fill your feedback and give us the true feedback so that we may able to know that where we lag and how we performed so that we may improve. How we get student course details, ma'am? There is a question from how you get student course details. Yes, the student course details are there. You can go to our website. It is cdac.in. It is always there. And rest, Manjeet ma'am is there. She, I think, might have your contacts, and a group is there.